The hardest challenge was onboarding new clients. So this was sort of an ambitious side project of mine.
I mainly cover the creative side whenever it comes to the technicality and the creative work of the projects that we get. So I handle that, and he handles the copywriting and the content part.
So now we had 4 layers of non-directional feedback. Essentially, we were shooting in the dark. When I was handling multiple clients, it was always a game of chasing deadlines. Networking plays a very, very important role in any business, but you won't catch us at any networking events. So, I mean, both of us, Manya and I, both of us are sort of more introverted in nature. We have similar personalities. Most important strategy of ours, like I wouldn't call it strategy, process to target new clients, and like 80-90% of our client acquisition process depends upon.
I would like to point out that a lot of people think that working from home is very easy and convenient. It's not.
And that's something that I don't know why people don't talk much about it.
Welcome to the Business Talk Show, proudly brought to you by the Xpetise. This is the platform where the entrepreneurs get in spotlight to share their journey, challenges, and the success stories. I am your host Chandni, and today we have exciting episode with two incredible entrepreneurs from India, Kartik and Manya, the co-founders of the Unfog and the digital marketing agency based in Gujarat. Unfog is known for its commitment, quality, client satisfaction, and innovation in branding, web development, and SEO. Today, we will dive into their entrepreneurship journey, how they started their business, the challenges they faced, and their vision for the future. Let's get started. Hello, guys.
Hi,
Hi,
Chandni.
Kartik.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome to the Xpetise.
Thank you
Um,
for having us.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, what inspired you both to start the Unfog, and like, how did you like begin your journey? Just like give us a little bit of introduction for you.
So we started Unfog Media. Actually, I had started Unfog Media back in 2023. So this was sort of an ambitious side project of mine. Manya and I had been working together a few years ago. Both of us had that little entrepreneurial drive to venture out on our own because we're both creative people and we love creating stuff. So, building a business that is just you are creating something new from scratch, and that is something that both of us wanted to explore, but we never initially took the risk. So after spending like 6, 7, 8 years in the industry, I wanted to step out from my job and just before I turned 30, I wanted to start and build
Your
something of
own
my own.
something.
Yeah. So initially I started out on my own. But my strengths are more into writing and marketing strategy and all that. But at a point, I sort of faced a roadblock in the sense that I was not able to do everything by myself, and I needed complementary skills. And that's when I reached out to Manya, being an ex-colleague. We had worked together. We knew how both of us work. So I reached out to Manya for her strengths. Um, yeah, which I'll let Manya cover that bit.
I mainly cover the creative side whenever it comes to the technicality and the creative work of the projects that we get. So I handle that, and he handles the copywriting and the content part.
Right. So, I just would like to ask you that definitely, like every entrepreneur faces challenges when you start something new and different from the others, which makes you apart from others, right? So, like, have you faced any biggest challenges that you would like to share with us?
The hardest challenge was onboarding new clients.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, both of us, Manya and I, both of us are sort of more introverted in nature. We have similar personalities. Like we're more of an indoor person, and we're hardly out. You won't catch us at any networking events. So we know our strengths very well. Like we can handle marketing strategy, we can handle creating designs, we can handle creating campaigns. But starting out on our own, our biggest challenge was, okay, we have our subject area expertise covered, but how will we get new clients? Because if there's no new client, then there's no business at all.
Exactly.
So that was the main challenge that we faced initially.
Okay. So, Manya, you would like to say something that how you overcome this challenge initially?
So the thing is, Kartik has entirely taken care of the client part.
Okay.
I step into when the client is there, and we have to present them the deck, the idea, the strategy. So yeah, I'm not much more of a salesperson. I have tried, but it's not just
Okay.
my my area.
Perfect. No
So
worries. That's why
we
we need the partners, right? That
Yeah, so we
yeah.
sort of we divided our roles and
Hmm.
responsibilities. I have worked in a client servicing role earlier, so I have a better grasp on what the client might be thinking, what their expectations are, and so on. So I initially it's me on the front end. I am responsible for getting in prospects, setting up pitches and everything. And Manya, in the initial phase, Manya handles the back end stuff. Making sure that
Hmm.
uh, when we are presenting to a client in the first meeting, because first impressions matter, so we need that to be super important.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So are you guys like operating as in like a home business, or you have any physical location that you operate, or how it works?
So Unfog Media is currently a fully remote business.
Okay.
I mean, we can't simply set up our own office in our hometown or any other metro city. It would
Mm-hmm.
be very very expensive.
Of
But
course.
during the start, we really wanted to utilize our capital wisely. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Of
it's a
course.
fully remote business.
So, like, do you have your team, or you two of you only working?
We have teams. So earlier when we were working other jobs, we have created a sort of network of our own. We are in touch with few people who work with us. Some work with us on a freelance basis,
Mm-hmm.
and we've recently hired two full-time people as well,
Oh,
from our network only, because since it's a remote business, you need to be very careful of how who is working with you, and can they deliver or not. So yeah, I mean, initially a lot of we had saved up some money to start Unfog Media, because we need to buy software and subscriptions
true.
and all the tools that we need.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we thought initially, let's not go for an office, because that's like a huge amount of money
I
that
would
will
say
get.
it's the overhead expense, which is not
Yeah,
needed, and specifically in your field, I would say
exactly,
everything you can operate from anywhere in the world. So
exactly.
that's true. So, like, how you manage the operation virtually? Because if someone is working with us, like together in the office environment, that's like totally a different impact. And if someone is virtually working for us, like, how you figure out or how you manage that task that they are completely working, correctly working, or like how?
So, first of all, I would like to point out that a lot of people think that working from home is very easy and convenient. It's not. You require a lot of discipline.
So,
And that's one of the most important lessons we learned at our early stage, that we require the right set of people with the mindset that they take ownership of their work. Like, okay, this was given to me, I'll deliver it well. If there's anything that needs to be done, like additionally, okay, I'll get it done, or it is, I'll ask, I'll approach. So yeah, that's one.
yeah,
Other would be, it's a creative industry, so
true.
it's not like the idea would just strike you on the office hours. It's not like that. It
Hmm.
strikes me when I'm about to sleep. It strikes at 1 a.m. and I'm like, oh my god, this is okay. I just like sit on my PC and just get into it, because it's something which just comes.
Yeah.
So that's one thing as well.
Yeah,
But
that's I totally agree with you, Manya, that you said that the ownership. That's I think really important, that if someone is take the ownership that okay, this is my work and I have to do it like my best. So I think it's like really helpful to maintain that virtual environment as well, and to maintain the productivity. So here would like to ask you that, like, have you been ever faced the challenge to managing the remote team, or like have you any time that you something have a problem to maintain the productivity, that you have given the task but it's not completed on time and you have like a deadline or something, if you want to share something.
So the thing is, what cut initially, I would like to talk about this. When we started,
Mm-hmm.
we had planned like we'll be one step ahead on our social calendar.
Correct.
So yeah, we have tried to maintain it, and sometimes we lag a day or two, but we have completed that goal. Like, okay, yeah, be it anything, we'll just stay ahead of time and we'll be disciplined enough for that. So even if any drawback or a setback comes, we
Mm-hmm.
have stuff ready. It's not like, oh my god, what we do now. It's not like that. We always have something in our backpack, like, oh, okay, we have this ready, so we can use this stuff.
Correct.
So that's one thing.
Yeah, I think that's also really good point, because it's really important that we don't have to be like always do it on the end of the day of the deadline or what. It's better to prepare a little bit early, so like we have like that space that if something goes wrong or anything, we have to cover up that. So definitely that's really nice. Um,
I would just like to add one thing to
for
this.
sure.
At Unfog Media, I think I am the most difficult employee to manage because
Okay.
I've all my career I've only worked from offices, and earlier, when I was handling multiple clients, it was always a game of chasing deadlines.
Correct.
Like one deadline isn't over and another is on top of you. Um, and I sort of have this tendency to procrastinate everything. So, but Manya has really taken the reins in that aspect, and she's responsible for ensuring that everybody finishes their work on time.
Correct.
So yeah, with that, like Manya mentioned, it's difficult to work remotely. Primarily for this reason, I believe that when you're working for somebody else, you have that accountability factor
Correct.
that you need to finish this amount of work in this much time, or your paycheck is stopped or it's halted. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
working for yourself, it becomes a whole different, like being accountable to yourself is a whole different game.
Correct.
And that's something that I don't know why people don't talk much about it.
Yeah, that's true, because like when
Yeah,
you do something by your own, at that time you will get to know the value of it. That no, this is
exactly.
like my responsibility and I am the only one who have to do it. So
Yeah.
definitely. So as a branding and the digital marketing agency, like how do you handle the clients with some unrealistic expectations? Because uh, I am also belongs to the same field as yours, so I know like sometimes they asking which is like, it's like not possible to be in a practical way, but still it's our job to educate the client that why it is not possible and why this is the good solution. So like, how do you guys manage that client?
So, having worked with numerous clients, I would like, very frankly, I would, if I am so bold enough to make this statement, that each and every client will have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
When you go to buy something, you'll let's say you'll buy an Alexa and you'll expect the world out of it. The same way goes for services. Let's say somebody onboards a marketing agency or a creative studio, and they would immediately expect that all of the problems will get solved, and that is in a way that is unrealistic. So that is fine. I mean, how we tackle that is from the get go, like right from the moment of signing, we are very crystal clear and 100% transparent
Hmm.
about what we can deliver and in what timeline we'll be able to deliver it. So, from my perspective, having a client having unrealistic expectations is very normal, and it's my job as a client servicing person, or as somebody who has to manage the client, to sort of meet them midway. Uh, Ultimately, for business, we have to make sure that we are uh, giving the deliverables that we have promised. We are fulfilling our promises, but at the same time, I have to make sure that the unrealistic expectations don't turn into unreasonable expectations, because when the expectations become unreasonable, that is where we at Unfog Media we draw a line.
Correct.
And there is only like two ways about it, because initially I had when I was working for a previous company, I had a client in the banking sector. They had a very strict hierarchy of 3 to 4 layers,
Mm-hmm.
and each campaign had to be approved by all 4 layers. So I still remember this one instance where they we were building a campaign for their outdoor communications, and the CMO just rejected the campaign one evening, and he said, "Okay, I don't like this. Just try something new." So now we had 4 layers of non-directional feedback. Essentially, we were shooting in the dark, and the brand side team, they came at us from a position of power and told us, "No, you'll have to pull an all-nighter. We have to finish this." And we didn't even know what they wanted to communicate, so we had to create 5 6 different campaign options all in one night without knowing the ultimate target goal. So that is a clear case of unreasonable expectations. So that's why when Manya and I started Unfog Media, we had clearly promised ourselves that we would not fall for this trap again. Because when we are working with a brand or any other company,
Mm-hmm.
we are working as their creative partners. So we are not full-time employees. We bring our own expertise of the field of 7 8 years of research and everything, and we make our claims from a area of experience,
Mm-hmm.
and that way that's how we sort of navigate
Navigate
between.
the issue.
Yeah,
But I think that's how you can try to sort out the problems for the future, because every experience give you something, right? That's
exactly, exactly.
for sure. So yes, but that's a good thing that you catch up that thing and you are not gonna process that again ever. So
Yeah.
I think that would be great. I want to take a moment to talk about the Business Talk Show by Xpetise. This platform is dedicated to featuring the entrepreneurs like Kartik and Manya, giving them a recognition they deserve of their hard work and the innovation. So, like if you are a business owner with a story to share, this is the chance to step into the spotlight. No matter the industry, if you have a journey that inspire others, and we want to hear from you. So, if you are looking for a showcase your proud journey, reach out to us and be featured on the Business Talk Show Expertise. So, this is your moment to shine. Hello, Kartik and Manya again. So let's
Thanks.
dive into a little bit more into your entrepreneurship journey. So, like networking and referrals seems to play a big role in the any kind of a business or industry. So, like, how do you build and maintain the strong client relationship? Like, have you received a client from the referrals, any, and then you have deal with it?
Yeah, so you're absolutely correct. Networking plays a very, very important role in any business, but more so in service businesses. Uh, Being a service provider, our first 4 clients for Unfog Media were directly from our personal circles, friends and ex-colleagues and
Yeah.
everything. So they gave us an initial boost, and you know right now in 2024, 2025, the ease of doing business, it has become so easy to start your own business. uh, at this time, I think your network is even more valuable than the money you are bringing or the cash flow or liquidity, whatever. uh, my first 4 clients, they both of us knew each other personally, but they didn't give us their business out of like the goodness of their hearts. They also wanted something made for them, right? They wanted their branding done. They wanted their websites done. So what they did was, I think this is my perspective. They studied how we had started Unfog Media. They saw what we were doing. They liked our work, and at that point, they decided to give us more work. Now, those initial 4 contracts, they sort of built a foundation upon which we can build Unfog Media. We can raise Unfog Media. Yeah, and I mean, once this is touchwood, this is our track record. All of our clients have given us glowing recommendations and glowing testimonials. which
Correct.
you can obviously view on our website. But the thing here is that a happy client will definitely share it with their circle, within their network as well, because this
Mhm.
becomes like a compounding effect.
Compound.
When one person likes your work, tells 10 other people.
Yeah.
But also networking, from a different perspective. if if somebody starting a business, and if we are not able to deliver, then we can be 100% sure that not 10 but 100 people will know that these guys can't perform.
That's
Right,
true.
because that's like basic human behavior, that
Really
if somebody
important.
doesn't like something, they'll go and tell more people about it. So that's why we have to be
Um,
very careful in maintaining our networks.
Especially when it comes through the referrals, I think it's a
Yeah,
responsibility to satisfy your friends or family member and the client for sure. So
exactly.
definitely. Um, do you have any strategies for your businesses, like looking to increase the clientele base? Like how you
um,
find the new clients and what is your strategy?
yeah, so I think the most important strategy of ours, like, I wouldn't call it strategy, it's just our process to target new clients. And
Mm-hmm.
like 80-90% of our client acquisition process depends upon LinkedIn. So Manya and I, both of us, we are very active on LinkedIn. Um,
Right.
we make sure we are trying to build our own personal brands as well. We don't want the entire business to be dependent on us, but we want our presence to be felt in the market in such a way that, okay, somebody sitting in the US or in Canada who
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know anything about us, when they see our faces, a sort of subconscious trust starts to build up.
Hmm.
And once they have that exact need, they'll try to visit our website, or they'll try to visit our profile. And if they find value, then the chances of them converting go exponentially higher.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. I think for this industry, the LinkedIn is the best platform
Very,
as like a professional network to get your more clientels.
yeah.
Um, so Mania, you have discussed that like you guys have like international clients as well, right? So what are your future goals? Like how you want to see your company in like next 5 years?
So currently we have retainer in like United Kingdom, Canada,
Okay.
Melbourne, and India. But yeah, we also want to keep like expanding across international markets more than India itself.
Okay.
Because the thing about international markets is that it gives you more exposure, it gives you more value delivery.
Hmm. For sure.
Um, our next target market is definitely US, but it's one of the toughest markets to get into.
For sure.
Um, Also, the thing is that most of our clients, they are B2B right now. So
Okay.
um, we have some boundaries and some rigidness. Like we can't be flexible with the creativity much, because there's a level of structures. The process limits our creativity. Um, so we don't have much of an option in B2B. So we really would love to get like in the B2C market, food and beverages, hospitality, gaming industry. It's one of our dream markets, the gaming industry, because Kartik and I, we both are gamers.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been so much fun to work with them. Yeah.
Correct. That's nice. That's good to know that you both are gamers. So, have you any planned to design a game in the future or what?
We wish
Hopefully.
actually, yeah, hopefully. We do have we want to get into the app development and web app development. We
Mhm.
do have a couple of ideas,
Okay,
but the gaming industry, that where we they like there's a lot of stuff you need to research,
sure.
and you need to learn more, because a lot of things require now like 3D,
So many things.
3D technicality and designs and whatnot.
Hmm.
Hopefully in
both both of
future.
us both of us are people who can't sit still, so we are always trying to learn. So Manya is,
Yeah.
I think,
New,
actively
right?
learning
Yeah, for sure. And
coding.
like,
Yeah.
especially if you are both interested, I think that would be your perfect future plan to design some
Yes.
gaming and all.
Yeah,
Hopefully, for sure. Like I have personally been dabbling in learning 3D designing, so I've been trying my
Wow.
hand at it.
he's good
And
in Blender. He's pretty good in Blender.
Okay, that's
hopefully
nice.
someday we'll have our own game out there.
Please let us know as well. We
For
will
sure.
explore that for
Yes.
sure, right? Okay, so I would like to know that, like, what are the major services the Unfog Media provided?
I think our star services right now, I mean, the services that we are most focused on are website designing and development and brand identity development. So we like to create brands from scratch, the entire positioning strategy, communication strategy, and website development is again something that we really have fun doing. And other than that, we also offer complementary marketing services and advertising services, such as social media marketing, and then you need search engine optimization along with your website development. Uh, we also offer graphic designing services on
Hmm.
a per need basis, ad hoc basis, and we also like to design print materials. So a lot of our clients in India, especially, we get brochure designing requests. Then a client of ours recently attended a trade show, so they need their stalls, banners designed,
Correct.
catalogs, and corporate videos, and all those things.
And Mania is handling all these things, right?
Yeah.
All the graphic experts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, so I really would like to ask you guys that how you feel to be on our show today, and do you feel that it is worth for the marketing yourself or share your journey, the valuable journey, to be very honest, after this much of hard work. So, and would you like to recommend this expertise to the other entrepreneurs as well to share their journey with us?
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So the thing is, not a lot of businesses and startup founders get the opportunity to share their story. So this is an excellent platform. We really love the questions and the little stories that we had to share, which we have experienced, and we really wanted to share with everybody.
From a marketing perspective, I would say, this is the age of video, and
Yeah.
this is also the age of storytelling. So, as a budding entrepreneur or as an established entrepreneur, I think any platform which lets you share your story in a video format is amazing. And
Hmm.
thank you for having us, Chandni. Thank you for having us
Yes.
on board.
You're
Thank you so
welcome,
much.
guys,
It's an
and
amazing experience to be here
thank
and
you
speak
so
to you.
much to share your amazing journey with us. This is has been such an insightful conversation, Kartik and Manya. Thank you for sharing your journey with us today. From
Thank you.
sharing Unfog to manage a remote team to expanding internationally, your experience are truly inspiring. I'm sure our audience has gained a valuable insight from your story. So,
Thank
to
you.
our listeners, if you enjoyed today's episode and want to hear more inspiring entrepreneurship journeys, stay tuned for our next episode, the Business Talk Show by Xpetise. And then remember, if you are an entrepreneur with a story to tell, we want you to feature on our next show. So reach out to us and let's bring your journey for the spotlight. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep building, and keep inspiring. This is Chandni signing off. See you in the next episode.